Hello, and welcome to Steel Division 2. Welcome to Game 9 of Best of 13 between these two teams as we enter into Slutsk East. No, West. Slutsk West with 21st Panzer Juggernaut Tanner versus myself playing 19th Tank Corps Bao, better known as Parking in the community. So, yeah, let's jump on into the game. Yeah, so 21st Panzer versus Parking. 21st Panzer is definitely, I would say, the favorite division. He also had the counter pick, but like, you're stuck playing only allied divisions on the 2K matches. So what are your choices? Like, he's got any number of Pack 43 divisions. He's got King Tiger divisions. He's got Panther divisions if he wants. So I might as well go with what I'm most comfortable with, which would actually be probably Third Guards Tank Corps, but Parking has one important difference, and that's artillery. And I think artillery is going to be worth a lot this match because, and plus these SU-152s, they're not only they're cheaper, but they're just as good at killing Pack 43s as ISUs, right? The vet curve is a little bit better on the ISUs, but that's not particularly going to matter. So the SU-152 comes forward. I'm going to fire position on that Flak 43 right away. Armored cars that were preventing the rush are going to move forward. And actually, I had these two units, the Stroky and the Razvedka, originally going for this position, which is quite often done. But we'll see that play out shortly. Flak 88 does manage to pin down the Ak-1B before it gets on target, right? It's always important. If you bring out big, important units like this at the very beginning, bring out AA for them, so you can't just have them forced back. I'm going to ping that, just to let me know that like there was a AA over there. Tanko Desaniki is going to get forward in this area as they bring it in a blob of units of Ersatztruppen. And now the current consensus on Ersatztruppen is that they're absolute garbage, right? Now that the Eugen and the Strike Team has reintroduced the meta of 15-point units with an MG, usually a dinky MG, right? So it's not like we're back in the Cherno Scourge days where every single Cherno puts something Cherno, every single Cherno had an MG on them, a DP. But, you know, they still got Madzens, they've got Brens, they've got all sorts of things at 15 points. And so the others have really fallen back. But I guess if you need something cheap, it is really useful to have them. But I think the most important thing this match is going to be these 2-star recon units. Now, he did smoke off this unit, so the SPW is going to be able to get forward, but there's actually nothing to deal with the D-34 up there. So he's going to have to bring in, like, Martyrs or something. And he does bring in the Martyr here. Just getting to move over there. We'll see that microed in at some point. And the Pack 43 is actually going to move all the way over here, probably to try and deal with this D-34-85. But I'm smart. I'm going to be moving that back. I'm not going to let that sit out in the open. All right, that's a big problem I usually have. Just let my tank sit out in the open, and oh, I've got superiority, right? You learn that back in the heavy tank meta days, where you just sit your king, or you learn that in 10v10 matches. Let's be honest, where you just sit your king tiger out in the open and auto win the game. But yeah, SPW does manage to screw kill the M2A1, so that's going to be unable to move forward. T-34 blasts the 222 there. And all these units are going to be stuck for the time being, as it brings in more as that's open to cover off this flag. I've got this flag, though. It's a 1410 for the briefest moment. I've got both of these flags in the center here. He's brought the Martyr forward. I think that's like just out of 1850 meter range, but I've got the Dishka truck to spot and the Dozer in front of you as well. Plus, if he comes out actually to engage that, I wonder if we can properly model this. If he comes out to engage the SU-152, the T-34-85 will actually be able to take a shot at it. But I do pull that back anyway, and I'm going to just remove the T-34-85 to get a better angle, so it's not taking unnecessary shots from that. Bunch of units down south here, but as long as the M42 is covering off the versus the 222, and the M2A1 is pinning down all the Yazas open, I've got nothing to worry about, as it brings in these little microplanes. Well, I've got microplanes of my own, and Katyushas, so let's go. Let's start the microplane. You got an MG-17 versus the Shaxx turret. Who will win? Well, I guess we'll have to find out there, because neither of them are going to get involved as long as we got the 88 firing. Bring in another U2, and now even the Flak 43 can probably take that out, right? So we're gonna get the Katyushas and put them on return fire, because like Tanner brought in actually his Flak 41s and even the Pack 43s along with the Panzer gun. This Panzer gun was for the Pack 43, this Panzer gun for the 88, and then he's just repurposed the hard track, the half track, which has armor on all sides, which you don't normally get, to protect the thing, and he's actually going to put them back in there because he probably, I don't know if he sees, actually, I need to know now. Does he see the Katyushas? No, he doesn't. He might have seen them at some point, but anyway. So he's expecting something to come forward, but I've got the U2 moving forward now. He's just put it in the half track, so he doesn't even do it. So, you know, might as well get the U2. Focke-Wulf coming in for the Yak 1. I do have AA coming out, though. I am just going to unload that to save my Yak bomber, because the Focke-Wulf is fast enough, and it would actually catch that. But with the Flak 37mm, they're pinning that down. No chance anymore, and then the Yak 1's going to be able to fall back. It might have been a bit of a toss if that got out or not, if the Focke-Wulf was still following it, because sometimes the planes, they don't despawn for like an awkwardly long time if they actively have something chasing it. And I see, well, I actually only see this half track right now. I don't know that there's a flak loaded in it, but I know that there was a flak over here somewhere, and that's the only unit I see that could possibly hit. So bringing the Yak bomber for it, he knows that it's an open top vehicle, so he's actually got to unload the Flak 41 so that it doesn't die, and puts it back in the vehicle. It does miss. So does manage to protect against all the damage there. But now the Katyushas are going to come in. They do force that to unload. Do kill the half track too, after all that damage. And the Katyushas, because they're Katyushas, of course, are going to leave them on a single bit of health, which forces me to bring out another Yak bomber. But thankfully I have the points for it. Right. And now the Yak bomber is going to come in and kill the Flak 41 that was brought in the opening. And now this is really important, because we are just at the tail end of Phase A here. But in Phase A and in Phase B, Tanner has to... He can't bring out a Flak 41 per tick. Like, he needs to wait at least 2 minutes per Flak 41. Right? That's just the way it works. Like, you can save up units, and technically if you want to bring out 2 at the same time, you can just only wait 3 minutes. But T-34 killed the Martyr here, and, like, this would have never been possible without the two-star dozers. Managed to snipe that, and he's still got no AT down here. So, yeah, Yak Bomber. Might as well make a run on these Flieslas. The U2 is now out of MG ammo, basically. I haven't fought against these for the longest time. Multiple Panzer Grenadiers coming in forward here. He doesn't want to get them sniped either, so he unloads them, but I don't even see them. The dozer is a little bit out of position. If you want to be optimal, you actually want, like, here. Because then you see all this kind of stuff. You might spot targets down the road as well, and you can see this little outcropping, which allows you to snipe units over there too, but not quite having it. He did bring in a Focke-Wulf bomber, does manage to force these units off, and now the Yak 1 is going to get on his ass. This Yak 1 that was killing all those U2s. So good choice there, me, to keep that floating around. I'm surprised he didn't actually just go for the Yak bomber with it, but I was pulling it back anyway. And so Fliesla is probably going to go down as soon as this Yak gets a strafing run on it. And this Yak going to be going for the Martyrs. Sometimes, if you're lucky, it depends on the bomb dispersion, but like 200 kilogram bombs, because the open top vehicles, like, they are enough to kill it. I think what happened with the half track there was that the bomber was actually targeting like right by it, and so it just missed by a little bit, and this Martyr even gets away too. So Yak Bomber's retreating now. Gonna have to move that AA forward eventually. Little engagement in the north here. T-34 forward. Still preventing anything from happening over here. Stocky DP is firing its BTRD at that 250-1. But now the Panzer gun's gonna get involved. They're gonna have to move the T-34 to cover off those units. U2 is still in the air. Double Katyushas here. And the Studebaker and the Bash 64 here. The commander coming in to reload the Katyushas. They do reload faster, but that's really the only benefit. There's no, like, dispersion better or anything to bring in commander in. But you might as well, you know, have the points for it. It's debatable whether or not that was actually a good idea. U2 gonna go down to the Focke-Wulf bomber. Or, not the bomber, just the regular Focke-Wulf, but I'm gonna be forcing that off. As I've managed to get enough reinforcements here. There was actually an engagement we missed. We missed a 222 coming over here. It sniped the half track, and the Tank Korpus then went down to it as well. But now with the T-34 coming in over here, the SU-152 get a good fire support on that. The Tank Korpus moving forward, and the Stocky DP, he's basically only got Azad and a single SPW 231 and a Martyr to protect this southern area. Flamethrower coming forward. He's going to pull something really sneaky with this as a Yak Bomber. Actually, 2-star dozer again. Like, the Flak 43 just had the misfortune of having its HE turned on. The Pack 43. Sorry, Flak 43, Pack 43. Is this even... They're Flak 41s, jeez. There's also a Flak 43 that's basically an 88, but whatever. It had the misfortune of going down to that, and the Flak 41 was not ready for it. This half-track's going to be repurposed once again to move this, but huge kill, that yak killing the Pack 43 down there, so I didn't even have to worry about that. And really, I was expecting to see more Pack 43s engaging me, right? One could have snuck up here, and now debatable because of the Dozor again. But SPW coming forward. The Martyr is also going to be readjusting itself on up before the T-34 can manage to find the kill on that. Terrible Katyusha micro here. They were somehow out of position again, so we moved them back in. And now AA and an Su-152. Now, one of the things that 21st Panzer does have in its arsenal is actually a great cluster bomber. I doubt he has it, because it gets kind of expensive slots really quickly. And if you're building a, like, balanced or even Juggernaut deck, you want a lot of stuff in Phase C. And that, like Attack Power would say, even though I disagree with it, oh, building Panzer decks is an absolute nightmare in Phase C, because you can't, you know, spend enough points to actually get it. But no, screw that. I think German tank divisions are more than capable enough, but I think you have to do it a little bit differently than with the Ersatztruppen. But anyway, T-34 moving forward here. I was thinking at first, like, maybe there's a Panzer strike in here or something, but, you know, decided to just commit. Might as well. And then pull back immediately. Because coming forward at an artillerist. M42. I'm kind of hoping that it gets on top of this Martyr, but the Martyr misses a shot, thankfully, and I do unload that, but it is slightly out of range of that Martyr. So really, it's now, can the Martyr kill this thing before it gets in range? It's like 4 AP shells that it gets total. But Stroke EDP managed to clear up the SS open, and I see the bulge happening. So we're going to be pushing forward into that area. Like, I know there's probably nothing over here. The Stroke EDP can kind of cover for that. And the Focke-Wulf bomber kills the M42 anyway. So we're going to unload the artillerists over here. We bring the 2 yaks for the Focke-Wulf. But we're going to peel those off eventually. As the Su-152. And the T-34 still fire at the others open here. Now, I have just fire positioned the center area. And I know that as long as he's like just relying on these disheartened infantry, he's never going to get through like a fire position order. It's not even did that much damage, although it did wipe that flamer there. The SS open are just unable to cover it. And I don't see these units here. So I bring in the Maxim. Just to cover off units for like going around, right? Because that's something that often happens. And the artillerist here enables me to get the kill on the Martyr. I do see that, and the double bombs do in to do that. Focke-Wulf trying to bait me, but I'm going to be pulling those back. We've got another artillery piece coming forward, and I put my commander next to the 37mm now. So the Focke-Wulf bomber is the Focke-Wulf. Why do I keep saying bomber? Jeez, the Focke-Wulf is going to have to peel off. And actually, I bring the yaks around again. And now they just absolutely shred that as they do get on the... Well timed there by me. They do shred that. So, yeah, M2A1 now push and fire. I even see the Steiger coming in because of the Dozor. And I know that, like, I gotta have to be a little bit careful. But thankfully, he's pulling the Steiger in over here. And so me, in my ever wisdom, are like, let's just bring in a KV-2. I missed the microfight up here. Unfortunate, but 2 flamers went down to the takeout to Sandiki. I marketed it in and out of the house, and the T-34 came up and cleared out the rest. They do have these Panzer Grenadiers. I wasn't like really willing to commit to trying to clear this out, despite the fact that he has like no AT here the entire game, because my T-34-85 has been preventing it all, and now he's moving it around. But I mean, 2K, like I can just move the T-34 over here, like over here actually. And then I can still get, as long as I stick to like this cover, or behind this cover, I can still get to all these areas that like you have to bring in the Panzer IV in. And now he has to get to this yellow cover. So no matter what, like if you've got 2K AT here, you cannot actually reinforce this position at all. And now I didn't move forward because I was spending points elsewhere. I thought this was enough for me. And the Aufklärer definitely sees the T-34-85 in the whole thing as well. And I think this might even be the Panzer IV that got through. Because there should be another one that's lying dead around here somewhere. That isn't it. And yeah, but now he's slowly building up these mortars. He's got the fast, speedy ones for some reason. The 250-7, right, with the 75 kilometers speed. Katyusha's firing at the Flak 41 and managed to do absolutely nothing. Do pin it back down eventually, But the Katyushas were actually, I think, out of ammo slightly. So, don't manage to do a lot of damage on that. 8 health there. And yeah, the mortars, this is like a ton of micro. He's doing smoke, he's doing a good amount of damage. Like, he put the smoke down, and now he's firing at it to prevent the Su-152. But that is like a lot of ammo that he's wasting on a single unit. And so I'm wasting his time down there. And now, important engagement. Nope, not quite yet. The IS-2 is still making its way forward, but Tiger versus IS-2. I'm going to try to get that Resvedka forward to kill that, but he's just going to retreat that even before he sees a Resvedka. So, yeah, no point in that. I thought he was retreating it before that Resvedka. That's the first time I've actually seen that. So, IS-2 come forward. Plenty more Luftwaffe-Jäger. Yeah. 20-point infantry. They might be getting buffed next patch. But... yeah, remains to be seen. So this Panzer IV did actually make it, and we'll finish off this M2A1. I was wondering if I killed that, but I suppose it's fairly obvious now in hindsight. Spear coming in. I'm just going to be rushing infantry into this area for the whole rest of the game. The mortar half-tracks did not manage to clear off the Tank Korpus, and I'm just going to be moving it forward. Why not, right? Move it to the next building. Get Molotov on that Panzer gun. Do some good damage, right? They take more damage in buildings versus HE fire and stuff like that. Interesting thing to know, but of course it then forces you to vacate the building. As Tank Korpus do manage to force that off, get the flag back for a little bit. And now the IS-2 engages the Tiger. Oh boy, I mean, at this close range, IS-2 should win, right? But nope, Tiger gets a good hit because the SPW, of course, spotted for it. And at some point, I'm like, ah, crap. With the SPW, I'm gaining so much... like suppression that I better follow back, and then it gets like a transmission damage or something, or just like driver knockout. Yeah, while the SPW goes down, and the T-34 is now firing at the Tiger, or like holding fire. But the IS-2 goes down to the Tiger, and so now I'm relying on the T-34-85 to kill it. Thankfully, I did micro the APCR off, and so the T-34-85 with its 3 shots is going to be able to get the better of that Tiger, as long as it doesn't miss, which it doesn't. So yeah, Circuit EV now going to come forward. Luftwaffe-Jäger, the Su-152 is actually fire positioning. Tanner was really smart about this to like smoke it, and then I tried to fire position next to it to kind of force it off. But in the end effect, that's just going to make me lose the fire, right? It's going to make me lose the shells, so I move the motorbike, the Matador snab over to it. But man, I did not expect these things to be able to go only 25 off-road. They are just that ridiculously slow, and now the MTSU 152 is going to start moving forward because for some reason they do that. I don't think I microed that. Mortar is missing it anyway, so maybe it's good that I mis-microed that as we move back to the north, where Tanner has finally managed to invest like 500 points after the martyr thing went down to kill like my maybe 100 points worth of units plus the T-34. But the T-34 is providing me value elsewhere, right? Like I killed a half-track that was coming over here. Mitchell Bomber, it's a little bit far back. I definitely should have targeted a little bit closer, but I didn't want to like danger close that. The dispersion of these can be quite large anyway sometimes. So Bomber comes in. Might even be seeing a Focke-Wulf coming in for that. But just barely managed to dodge the grenade anyway. Panzer IV fails and does actually manage to get killed by the T-34 before it goes down to the Panzer IV. And now Tank Korpus doing good damage, but it is out of health, and now these martyrs that were sneaking forward over here are definitely going to be trying to do that. T-34 though, they do spot the dozers somehow. I think this Laffy, or maybe this off spot just out in the open, or potentially these armored cars. Right, I don't think you get better stealth with time. You just get better what's it called? But Beobachter moving forward, definitely a good idea. He's got now I think radio range on basically everything, so these mortars can definitely move freely throughout the entire map. But that's only if you can keep them microed and fight against me. And in the meantime, I have managed to push out this position in the south here. And he's put all these like 250-9s out in the beginning, but again, there's like no AT, and we are just about moving into phase C here. So the last little bit of my advantage, if you can tell it, is trickling in, and I have used it to clean out this position. Artillery is going to be moving forward now. He just got Ersatztruppen and Luftwaffe-Jäger, and now Starkey DP are not particularly known at their CQC prowess, but Luftwaffe Jäger are not either. And so, the green cover versus green cover engagement here, I think the Starkey DP would eventually win, just because this unit is so hardened and it's a 2 versus 1 right now. The other one's just like a single health. So, Luftwaffe Jäger, there he's gonna fall him back. Starkey DP, gonna get PTRD on the 250-9. I do spot that, and I'm falling back. This one's free to keep moving forward as it's staying on this side of the forest, though. And now these units are going to be coming in. Now he has managed to keep microing these the whole time and put his Opal Blitz in here as more units start pouring forward. And Luftwaffe Jäger are moving in. He has managed to clear that out. Do manage to kill my very important Dozer there. So we're going to have to fall that back, and I'm just going to bring in a Tanko Disaniki, a half-track, right? None of these have AT, so you just point a half-track here, and as long as the T-3485 is defending against the Martyrs and stuff like that, which he isn't even moving back now. I'm not even sure if that's a good idea. Yeah. But, nope, 250-9's also going down. He's brought in the second Pack 43 finally. And, is unfortunately out of a view range here. And hasn't even, like, managed to cover up this position. So I'm free to still, like, bring in stuff. The M2A1 does go down to that. And, like, a ton of mortar fire coming in here, but it's all, without radio. So he's just saturating the entire area. And it's kind of, I think there should definitely be a button where you can choose if you want radio support or not. And now he just splits them all. But, like, a lot of these are running low on ammo even. He's bringing out another supply truck. This one's been not even been sucked dry. So he should definitely move that. U2 coming in, though. Yak 1's coming in. And it's going for the Pack 43. Now, I could have gone for these 250-1s. I think I did see them at the time. But, quite honestly, killing the Pack 43 is much useful. And I'm just going to redirect these Strucky, which are originally intended just to sit over here. And move them forward. And now the Beobachter doesn't actually see my units over here, so he doesn't even know what I'm doing with them, I don't think. No, he does see them. I guess the 250-9. No, this Panzer gonna do here. Yeah, just the importance of recon this game, right? SU-152, the smoke's gone. I've just been rushing units into here. Sapiri and the M42 getting good damage on that. T-34 is gonna move back forward. This SU-152 might even, like, move in to get involved there, and he's just, like, wasting disheartened units. And, like, it's not like these are... Oh, they are 15 points. Oh, man, what am I talking about? So 15 points is Luftwaffe Jäger. Right? Just being absolutely spammed everywhere, but he's wasted them, right? It doesn't matter if you can get 2 of them per Panzergren if they just die everywhere, and if you're not using, like, veterancy or anything. Strelke moving forward, though. This Luftwaffe Jäger is going to go down. This Strelke is going to get in the building. And, actually, like, it says the PTRD, and I think PTRD might have been, like, well, finish it off, but I think these even get, like, the little open-top vehicle grenades. As now the M2A1 and the T-34 are going to move up to the top here. Panzer did die, so now he's completely without recon, and he just, like, spams in recon cars desperately. He's in phase C, though, so here comes his income. And what is he going to spend his income on, I guess, right? The Katyusha is still half barely reloaded as my stupid, like, supply truck micro. I've got 2 supply trucks and unloaded Katyushas, man. And a B4 that I called in. So B4 is going to be trying to fire against that Flak 41 as I hopefully reload the Katyushas, but I'm just going to fire them at the Flak 41 anyway. Originally, I had intended to, like, put them on some return fire and then reload them, but these supply trucks are actually still too far away to freaking reload them, right? And I've got too much else going on elsewhere on the map, because we are now pushing a 16-8. With these 3 flags going down, I have managed a really good position here. Now, once again, T-34 in the buildings. It's got that flamer. And, you know, it forces the other tank to move, and then the other tank is like a looking malice. Just great time to have these, as long as your opponent doesn't have infantry AT. Like a Panzerfaust would be able to deal with this, but these Luftwaffe Jägers, they don't have infantry AT. And for Tanner, for some reason, doesn't have Panzerstrikes. Probably because of AP reasons. Let's be honest here. So T-34 come forward. I originally wanted this fired at this thing here. There's no recon up on this hill. Otherwise, I would have been able to fire at, like, the mortars potentially, but they're long gone. They're all the way over here. And now King Tiger moving forward. I do manage to get lucky, and the T-3485 does manage to miss it. I am rushing this M2A1, but he's got another Flak 41 over here. M42 killing the Marty here, important kill. The mortar fire has still come on, but I've always got, like, at least 1 unsuppressed unit, because they're kind of spread far apart enough that you need, like, 5 mortars to really pin them down, which I guess is what he's doing, right? Like, 1 plus 4 is 5. I think that's just 3. He's got 4 so far. T-34, driver knocked out, unconscious, but still manages to kill whatever was shooting at it. That might have been this T-34, actually. And now the Panzer IV is going to be dueling with this T-34. I haven't even turned the AP back on, so really, Just a stroke of luck that the Panzer IV didn't manage to pen a shot till this point. It is, like, unvetted. And I will say this is kind of bullshit. I finally managed to turn it back on. But, like, the Panzer IV is now on target, and at 1750 meter range, I think the armor just plays too much value. If we went over to the armor chart, I don't even think a Panzer IV can pen a T-34-85 at max range. But now Panzer Canada coming forward. And, yeah, that T-34 is going to finish it off. Tiger coming in. Desperately pushing forward, but I do have another T-34 here. And now this T-34 is going to sit in this forest here. And now if he wants to take this hill, like, he's going to have to be really careful. I would personally, like, come in from the right-hand side and then push on it like this, right? Now, T-34 on the, like, ass end of the hill here. I think got the artilleries that's going to go down to the Luftwaffe pretty soon. More Luftwaffe coming in. But, yeah, unvetted Luftwaffe versus unvetted Strelke. I think the Strelke still win. The PPSH is just that much more powerful than it. I've even got this T-34 here. And like we even see here, I guess this one's going down really quickly because of the, whatchamacallit. So the Luftwaffe go down, the Panzer IV is unable to clear that out. And now the big King Tiger engagement. He's gonna be fired at. And I think, was that a side shot? That was a side shot, so I get one side shot there. Potentially actually from this T-34. But anyway, I had both of them firing at the same time, and he's forced to fall back. He's brought in lots of, like, 2-star Gepards now, though, and he's actually, like, targeting the units now. Brought in the Yak 1. He's definitely got more AA than I can really handle, I think. Well, the Focke-Wulf comes in, takes that out. And the 2-star AA is kind of forcing this one back off. Might even kill it, right? I've got, like, 2-star here and a 1-star there. But now the B4s are getting set up, and I'm invested in long-range artillery and Tanner and short-range artillery, which is another thing that I was really hoping he would do. Right, I mentioned this earlier, I think, that, like, I sighed a breath of relief when he brought in the mortars, because I know that Tanner loved playing with the mortars, and I was playing 3rd Armor. This is really micro-heavy, but the other benefit is that he's not bringing out the other, like, benefit of 21st Panzer, in my opinion, which is the fact that you get, like, crazy availability on these 150 mil howitzers, and I'm kind of like banking on keeping enough B4s up before those start coming in. And I was not expected to be like pushing at 59, let's be honest here. It just kind of happened. As even more units come in, more 250s. Taiko is sneaky coming forward. The King Tiger is now in a dangerous position, because if he's advancing on this side of the hill, right, he can see my Katyushas now and my commander and stuff like that, maybe. That is a good question, actually. If he can do it. Yeah, he even sees, like, the commander, right? But he's got this King Tiger here. He doesn't see any more units. There's the T-34-85 firing at its side. T-34-85 doesn't manage to get the hit. But now I'm bringing up the other T-34-85. We're going to keep that one firing. Like, waiting for a side shot. Pull it back briefly. Tiger, he knows he needs to fall it back, but he's falling back the wrong way, and even then, like, push my T-34-85 back up again to get more shots on target, and this one finishes it off as I, like, capture that. Now the Streltsy here, I think they come in with 4? Yeah, so he's killed, like, a Panzer IV, I think, and a 250-9, or maybe just the 250-9, so unvetted Streltsy there, providing a great amount of benefit. The Flak 41 is, and now we're 17-7. I'm not going to be pushing the triple tick anytime soon, as he's desperately trying to push this forward. Like, he's bringing it, as that's open back over there again. This SU-152 has been reloaded, though. He's got the Panzer Canada forward, and even, like, the Panzer Canada can't deal with this. If he had, like, a Panzer Shek, I'd be a little bit more worried, but I haven't seen any. So the M2A1 are going to be able to force back that. The Katyushas are finally firing at the AA again. So I've got a little bit of a long game plan still in mind, you know, kills AA. And now this is Flak 41 number 2 that's gone down. And so he's got at least 2 more. And there's 1. And then, of course, the Gepards. He's only got like 6 of these, I think, at double vet. I think you get 8 at single vet, maybe. Which is ambitious, but these Gepards are not going to be doing too well. And now there's actually no infantry here to take advantage of this mass amount of mortar fire, nor did I actually manage to kill that much. Like, just, you know, keep spamming in units. I've been spamming in the unvetted Strelke and Superior this entire game, which is all that you can hope to do with parking, right? I actually bought 2 cards of unvetted Strelke in B phase, because you can't put the Strelke in C phase, So we're just relying on the 36 total Strelke here throughout all of B phase. As the T-34-85 once again engages the Panzer IV. Luftwaffe do manage to capture this flag. Another Tiger E coming in, but it's a minute left on the game. These units are all getting pinned down, but I've got, of course, the T-34-85 over here that's been able to kill stuff. The Luftwaffe pins down the Maxim up north, but he's failed to make a push onto this flag again. So 59 seconds left in the game. The Tiger E is going to finish off the Su-152 potentially, or he's just firing at something else. But yeah, T-34-85 is clear off the armor down here again. So if need be, I could theoretically just rush this T-34-85 to this flag, and he doesn't have any AT to stop it, right? 85's moving forward to come as well. So yeah. Oop, Tiger does manage to clear that off. Get another little S-35 kill. Gepard moving forward. I still see all this, but yeah, at this point, my marker's done. I'm pretty much convinced of my victory. He still has managed to keep this as one superior that's preventing all the rest from counting down, and like the T-34-85 is even providing fire support here. As more mortar fire comes down. 14 seconds left on the game. I think he calls it GG at this point. And with like 18 seconds on the game, it becomes a 14-10. And then the T-34 goes down because I mismicroed it. Right? I originally wanted to pull it off the hill, but then I pulled it like sideways here, and the Tiger just got on target. So he's got multiple Tigers coming in, and he should have done this a lot earlier. Quite honestly, would have been forced to buy me an IS-2 or something, which would then counter with a Tiger, and it's just an escalation of forces. But 13-11, captures the flag, and it's not enough. He's still missing one. And, yeah, game for me. So, 3,305 kills versus 1,965. What a game, I have to say. Just the chronology here. Like we saw in another game with Yemen. The early game chronology was all me. Or it was all Yemen, and now it's all me, right? So he only got the 3 kills there. I don't think these Einsatztruppen or Luftwaffe has really performed that well for him. And then, like, Tanner loves his mortars, and we've seen him do a lot of impact, but it was not happening that game. He wasn't using them against like heavy armored targets, and he was just firing them like Jeezies. The entire first part of this game is just entirely red. It's nasty to see, very, very nasty. Flak 41 did kill that yak, but yeah, then he starts evening out and trades quite a bit better in the later half of the game. But yeah, Koenigsegg going down. He's got another like bout of losses here, which add up to the kills. So yeah, let's give out medals. Hero of the Soviet Union #1. Just killing so many infantry. I think these are only like 65 points, 75 points, something like that. This is like more than enough. There's that T-34 on the left. That was on the very top there, fighting the entire time. The T-34 also on the top, getting a bunch of kills. These kills were later in the game, but then in the early game he sniped like 4 units. Yeah, I thought he killed a Panzer IV too, and I guess not. The Yak 1, this one in particular, getting like 3 plane kills plus the Flak 41. Great there, and then this one, Hero of the Soviet Union, he kill, getting the King Tiger kill, yeah. And this T-34 as well on the bottom side that was just sitting in that town, just killing SPWs over and over again. Killed like a ton of infantry too, and then eventually died to something. But yeah, so well played to Homer. Won't toot my horn too much. Commiserations to P. Yuri Tanner, and now I believe Farid had something to say about this. Bum, 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 bum. I don't have it open just now, so I'm even wondering if it's worth opening it. Just kidding, I did find it. Bum. I wish I had a ticket to Argentina. We were also memeing around that it was, you know, Steiner's. Steiner didn't have enough force to retake his thing, because he was memeing around that Steiner was going to counterattack and win the entire like match, right? Farid posted this one. Oh well. So yeah, then I posted the other one in response. Oh, funny game, fun time was had by all, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.